As the world around us becomes larger and larger and more complex, it makes it more difficult to keep up with what is going on in this great big sphere we call the Earth. It is in the true tradition of keeping you, the citizen, informed that we present a new concept in buffoonery. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the Funny Company News. Your reporter, Uncle Briggs.
And a good evening to you. This is Uncle Briggs, and this is Funny Company News. The American Spelling Association has filed suit in U.S. District Court against a major antacid company. The association claims in the suit that the antacid company is misleading the public in the way they spell the word relief in their national television commercials. Earlier in the day, we contacted an official of the company and asked him how they were spelling it. He replied, I-T. Scientists at the University of Mott-the-Hoople have developed a new way to get rid of mice and rats. The university was given a $5,033 grant. That's $5,000.33, and it was a federal grant for the project. They got that 2 years ago, and it looks as if it has paid off for them. The research revealed that the ultimate way to rid your house of the pesky rat and mouse is to buy a pair of socks and wear them for 3.5 years without taking them off. At the end of the 3.5-year period, remove the socks quickly and put a piece of cheese in the bottom of each sock. After the mouse or rat has crawled inside the sock for the cheese, simply grab the sock, tie a knot in the top of it, and then throw it in the trash can. They'll never know what hit them. Keep in mind that the larger the sock, the larger the rodent you will catch. Mary had a little lamb, but she never picked up a sledgehammer and smashed up a car. Perhaps if she had been in Detroit recently, she would have gotten that chance, as we see in this report from Eric Smith.
Really, it's the perfect opportunity for anyone who's ever been mad at anything mechanical. Your once-in-a-lifetime chance to express your innermost feelings about the Industrial Revolution or the fruits of our developing technology. Psychologists, psychiatrists, social scientists, behavioral modification experts, well, they'd probably all attribute this to some kind of hidden motive, but, well, I prefer to think of it as just plain beating the bananas out of something. Maybe it's the same kind of feeling that goes with really putting your foot in the side of that vending machine when it takes your quarter and doesn't give you the chocolate bar. Or, yeah, maybe it's the same thing when you send off the nasty letter, when the computers billed you $3.50 for those fuchsia socks that you didn't order from the mail order firm. I prefer to think it's just plain good for you. In Detroit, Eric Smith, Channel 7 Action News, reporting.
All right. Stand back! There you go. I'm going to do sideways. Ah! Missed! Ah!
Sally Safety is still on her way to the planet Zipron. We now switch to that tape with Sally Safety in space.
Hi, Uncle Briggs, and hi, boys and girls. This is Sally Safety from the Funny Company rocket, and we're on our way to the planet Zipron. So far, everything is going A-OK. All our systems are holding out beautifully. I've got enough oxygen to go to the planet Saturn if I'd want to, but we're going to stop off in Zipron. I am right now standing in the video room of the rocket, and as you can see, we have a television screen over to my left here. I will show you what the planet Zipron looks like through my television screen. I have now moved to the computer room, Uncle Briggs and boys and girls. I am standing in front of our big computer. This is the computer that supports our life system. It keeps our navigation going toward the planet Zipron and does a lot of things that it would take normally 40 or 50 people on board ship to do. I think the computer is going to start rolling now, and there it is. The computer is activated. It's making a direction change in our course. And as you can see, it's a very complicated piece of equipment. Let's move on now to another part of the spaceship. And, of course, if there's a fire on board ship, we have our fire extinguisher here that will put out any kind of fire, electrical or otherwise, that might occur on the spaceship while we're taking our voyage. And last but not least, here on the Funny Company rocket is my living quarters. Of course, The living quarters are right next to a lot of complicated machinery, but the rocket is so small we have to have it that way. I would ask you to come into my room, Uncle Briggs and boys and girls, but I'll tell you what, I've been on this ship long enough to get a messy room, and I wouldn't want you to see how messy my room is. Maybe next time when we check with you, I'll take you into my room here. That's about it here on the Funny Company Rocket. We hope to be reporting to you next Tuesday as we get closer and closer to my home planet of Zipron. Bye-bye, Uncle Briggs, and bye-bye, boys and girls.
And it's good to see that Sally Safety is doing okay. Emily Simpleduck from Elbro, Missouri, called the Funny Company News just moments before airtime to tell us of all that she'd been singing another rainy day opera. I believe I'll try that sentence again. She called to tell all of you that she'll be singing another rainy day opera in the park tomorrow. If it doesn't rain, you can catch her performance in the shower room of the local high school. And finally, in Funny Company News today, typewriters can kill. That statement from the FTA, the Federal Typewriter Association. The information was released today in the wake of the newest college fad, swallowing typewriters. Eddie Haskell of the FTA warned students that the keys of typewriters tend to loosen and fall off the machine when they become wet. And he says he has yet to see anyone with a completely dry mouth. He says the keys can then lodge in the throat, making it difficult to breathe. Haskell says he and the FTA plan a full-scale advertising campaign before the fall semester arrives to educate the public on the dangers of typewriter swallowing, or type swall, as the students call it. Haskell also said that beside the danger of type swall itself, it could lead to bigger things such as Xerox machines and printing presses. And that's it in Funny Company News on this Friday. Have a nice weekend. Uncle Briggs reporting. Don't forget, no matter where you go, there you are.
Join us each Tuesday and Friday at this time for the Funny Company News. Part of the preceding was fictitious and has no relevance in a real world as far as we know.